again, and I saw you Sexulodo, R.D. Madrigal, and Dr. Montoya, my partners in the panel. To all the participants, magandang gabi na po yata. Ours is a sector of 111 state colleges and universities with around 1.3 million students per year, producing around 300,000 graduates every year. Now, why do we need industry-academic linkage or collaboration? Whether in terms of financial support or technical support or whether human capital development. We should know that the government expenditure for education is roughly the average in past years of 3.5% of our GDP. And out of that, only 15% is for SUCs. So it will add up to 0.38% of the GDP for SUCs. And of course, based on our discussion starting this morning, we're expected to deliver more. That's the sad thing about it. In 2020, in particular this year, we proposed a budget of 116.67 billion before DB. And what was granted was about 64.8 billion, which is around 56% of our initial request. Out of the 64.8 billion, 67% is for PS, meaning pasweldo sa tao. And around 16.5% is for MOE, maintenance and other operating expenses. And roughly around 16.5% is for capital outlay. And in that 16.5%, we understand that it's for access to provide classroom for our students. And we assess that in our budget, around only 3% of the budget for SUCs are allocated for research. That's why we really need more industry-academic collaboration. Now, this really is a challenge. In the budget of 64.87%, 3% of which is for billion, 3% of which is for research, how can we deliver more? That's why we are thankful of some even private organizations or even private companies, and of course our partners, the GII and the DOST, with their projects with SUCs. Now, with these challenges, PASO, the Philippine Association of State Universities and Colleges, last year launched what we call PC or PISI, Platform for Innovating SUCs for Industry 4.0. Basically, it has 4 strands, so I give myself 3 minutes. More, you say. You say, staring at me, sorry folks. That PISI, that Platform for Innovating SUCs, has 4 strands. First, innovation diagnostics. We know, admittedly, SUCs are at a different level of development that we need to improve somewhere. There are members of SUCs who are at level 1, some are at level 2, and very few are at level 4. Of 111 SUCs, as per CHED criteria, only 20 of us are at level 4. So meaning we are those who are expected to deliver more as per our GII requirement. Now, the second strand, we know that in that diagnostics, we would like to apply STII that supports PASO in our drafting of our diagnostic tool that prescribe or that will determine the readiness of our SUCs in terms of participation to innovation activities of the government. Now, we already had drafted the tool and we already have subjected our SUCs in that diagnosis. And hopefully by this quarter, we can be able to release or see the results in what areas we need some improvement on. So we are also excited about it. And we are at STRI, together with STRI, will be sharing with you the results, no? And of course, maybe informing some of our government partners, the DOST, the GII, CHED, on how we can do together or how we can perform together to improve the performance of our SUCs when it comes to innovation. Second strand is innovation capital development. We consider all staff of the university as innovation capital. whether students, whether faculty, whether employees. And in this strand, we have a pipeline set of trainings for even leaders, even for presidents, for vice presidents, for faculty, for research. We have partnered with Singapore Polytechnic and Philippine Development Foundation in this area or in this strand. In this strand, for example, there is a training for president. Of course, president should be given its own training. Faculty or researchers should be given its own training. Some of our faculty will be given training on AI or even data analytics or even Internet of Things. Of course, we cannot expect presidents to be trained on artificial intelligence because they believe they are already artificially intelligent. The presidents. Okay. So that's our second strand. The third strand is on inclusive or innovation ecosystem that we are challenged. We are speaking of innovation since this morning. In many fora or in many conferences, we always participate on discussion on innovation. But the question is, are we really ready? What should we set up in our university? It should be an ecosystem. It should not be only an effort of a department. There should be a program, there should be infrastructure, there should be support in our SUCs. And that will be what we have seen in our diagnostics. Some of the SUCs maybe have existing programs. Some may have its infrastructure, but others are not. So in that strand, third strand, even it will capture support for some of our SUCs who are capable of even putting up technology parks. Some of our SUCs have many idle lands, and we are partnering with PESA on how to teach or on how to develop for these SUCs their land use plan to be able for them to be prepared for some technology parks. Or it depends on SUCs, whether it is agro-ecotourism or maybe an IT park. So it depends. So our office is partnering with PESA on how to more or less make our SUCs knowledgeable on that aspects. And of course, some of our SUCs have ongoing programs with DOST on the TBI establishment, and we're thankful, of course. So we believe that in programs like this, or with these programs, we'll be able to develop innovation ecosystem in our SUCs. The last strand is inclusive collaboration or collaboration with industries. That's the last strand. Now in the second strand, that is on the development of our innovation capital, our goal is to partner SUCs who are capable of doing research with the industry. Let's say you, SUC A, is telling the world that you are good at IT. SUC B, you are good at engineering. SUC C, you are good at agriculture. Then may you group yourselves and together solve problems of the mountain. So that's our direction. So our association, our office is even talking in different regions. So of course, different SUCs in different regions have different risk areas and have different clients, or should we say industries located. So that is our goal in that strand. So hopefully by the end, the PISI program, which is supported by STII and supported by Singapore Polytechnic in cooperation or coordination with DTI and DOST, is, should I say, not a year program. It is multi-year program, and we are now in our second year. And hopefully, the results of our diagnosis would give us direction. Our goal is to have intervention that PASO would give some support. Let's say after the diagnosis, we found out that this SUC should be given support in this area. So we will be looking for partners so that we can be able to empower them. And all together, we'll be able to participate in this innovation ecosystem development for the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ronquillio, for sharing with us the PASO's strategies to develop the innovative capacities of our SUCs. And